がいるウルトラの母がいるそして太郎がここにいる空を見ろ星を見ろ宇宙を見ろ彼方から迫り来る赤い色
Hello, you are listening to Ultra Q, episode 80. My name is Red. I am joined by Mel.
Not to be confused with the show we're watching next year.
No. I am also joined by Brad.
Oh, it's a shame that, your son had a traumatic fruit-based injury. I know what'll do the trick. Why don't I get you this massive fruit basket?
Exactly. Precisely. You gotta assume that parents will appreciate a funny little joke like that.
Now listen. I know, honey, that you're concerned about the tort of negligence. However, these government agents have done more to keep our family together than I have at my office job all day.
That's so true. It's so true. What a valiant husband for suggesting that. We have got 3 episodes. It is a 3-parter about one story. So maybe the Ultraman segment might be a little shorter than usual this week. That's okay. We'll survive. This might just be a pretty short podcast. Who could say? It depends how much we've done otherwise. Speaking of, I have done literally nothing.
Let's go!
Well, guess what?
Yeah?
Me too.
We have done literally nothing. Brad?
I've done one thing. So...
Savior of the podcast.
Yes.
I have to talk about it for an hour to save the life.
So true. You know what's funny, actually?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will... So... this is gonna be the second week in a row that I put off talking about Ergo Proxy, because I was like, you know what, I'll just talk about it when I'm finished with it. Literally, I think it was the next night after I had said that into a microphone, I put my Blu-ray in, and the fucking thing wasn't working. Like, I tried to start an episode.
Oh no.
And it would just kind of crash my PS4 and go back to the home menu. It was bad. So what I ended up doing is there's this local game place that's actually not too far from my place. I decided to head over there because when I've bought in like PS2 games and stuff from there, they like buff it out or whatever. They have like a disc cleaner in the back, before they give it to you. And I just went, hey, so I have this scratched up Blu-ray that's given my PS4 some problems. Would you guys just be able to like buff this out? And the guy behind the register was like, normally we don't do this, but I know that you're in here quite a bit and you've bought a lot from us, so I'm gonna do it for you. But like, don't tell anyone else that we've done this. And I was like, nice. And it worked. And then I continued to not watch Ergo Proxy, but I did have a fun little adventure.
Nice.
So that was cool. It's nice when you make friends with people. Shout outs to the Mediterranean place near my old house, where I
go all
strangely
the way to
befriended...
the Mediterranean?
What?
You go all the way to the Mediterranean to get your discs buffed?
No, this is a separate place. This is a food place that was near my old house that I befriended the owner and used to give me free food all the time when I was in college. Saved my life, frankly.
Damn.
Yeah, but the more substantial thing I've done. Remember when I said I was going to take a Kingdom Hearts break for a little bit?
You did not do that. I know you did not do that. I saw you posting.
Yeah. Oh, but you have me muted.
Not on Blue Sky. I found out it's a nuclear mute, so I was like, well, I can't do that.
Yes.
I'll never know that they're even talking to me.
So, I really wish they change up how their mutes work. First of all, also, let me mute retweets, please. That would be nice. Anyways. So, I decided, you know what? I have some DS games in the Kingdom Hearts library I need to play soon.
One of them is reportedly very, 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 very good. Literally everyone loves it.
Yeah, at least in our circles.
I'm gonna be real. Even like, because I talked ages ago about like I've got my little collection of official Nintendo magazine. Even when they were calling that game really gay and Japanese and stupid, they were like, it is a masterpiece though.
That's funny. See, it has a reputation as being one you don't need to play and you can just watch the compilation cutscenes for, because it is on the DS, so the gameplay is maybe not ideal for 3D action gameplay, but before we talk about the game itself, I've been having some Wii U fun times. I've had a hacked Wii U for a while now.
Strange dreams.
Yes. I've had a hacked Wii U for a while now, and then I've also hacked... So, how backwards compatibility on the Wii U works for, like, the actual Wii game part of it, they just put a Wii operating system inside the Wii U operating system that you access by clicking on a channel. So, when you hack your Wii U... You can play, like, Wii U games and install homebrew apps and all that, but if you want to actually play the pirated, like, Wii and GameCube game side of things, you need to also hack the Wii operating system inside the Wii U.
Lol.
Which is very funny. So I did that, and I've been dicking around with, adding more games to it. My Wii U has been my... like, emulation box machine of choice when I want to play games on my TV instead of just, you know, on my PC or Steam Deck or something like that. And I decided to add a fuck ton of DS games and just test and see how they run, because another thing that you can do is, play with a lot of options that are in the official Nintendo emulator, which is what you do for DS games on the Wii U you want to play, by the way, is that you literally extract official Virtual Console DS games that they made for the Wii U, and you just replace the ROM in that. And then you play around with the different, like, wrappers, because each of those releases basically are running on the same emulator, tweaked to that individual game so that it doesn't have issues. So then you play around with figuring out, okay, what official Wii U DS game emulator works best for this game, sort of thing. But you can do cool stuff, like you can change the internal resolution to be like double scale, so games look a lot sharper, but a lot of the times that also comes with weird little like artifacting or glitching and stuff like that.
I bet.
Yeah, so I was playing around with that, and I decided, you know what, let me just give Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days ago, and let's see how this plays, and, you know, get it all set up on the Wii U. And then I played the first hour, and then I just kind of didn't stop and kept coming back to it. And I was like, I guess I'm just playing this now. I'm officially 10 hours in. I'm on mission 31 of, I believe, 93, someone told me there are. So I'm a third of the way in. And this game rules. It is a side story, kind of interquel sort of deal that takes place concurrent with the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, and then the rest of the game takes place in the year leading up to Kingdom Hearts 2. You play as Roxas, a character who is barely in Kingdom Hearts 2, but you play as in the prologue of that game, and everyone who I complained about not being an actual character that kind of brought the story down to Kingdom Hearts 2 is an actual character in this one. It's almost like they knew. Something that is pretty funny is that because this game focuses on the antagonist force of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Chain of Memories, Organization 13, this game, because of how it takes place in the story, doesn't have a lot of time to let you hang out with the Chain of Memories characters. So all of the tutorial stuff is with them and doing stuff with them, and then they leave and don't come back, which I think is really funny.
We have to go to the plot thing where we probably die.
Yeah. Fortunately, I think that works out for the best, because I actually think that the organization members who are in Chain of Memories get a lot better character work than the guys who are left for Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, they needed the extra time more, so it works out. And it's a weird and kind of fun experimental game, and something that I'm kind of appreciating about these Kingdom Hearts handheld games is that everyone making them goes, oh fuck, we can't do what the PS2 games are doing. What weird handheld-friendly bullshit can we do to make this work on the platform we're making this for? And they come up with some fun solutions. So Chain of Memories had the deck-based, like, battle system thing, which was cool and I like a lot. What this game does is it asks a very galaxy brain question, which is, what if instead of leveling up and equipping stuff like a normal RPG, we took the Resident Evil 4 attaché system that everyone loves, where you slot around stuff in an inventory, and that's where all your abilities and level ups and spells and items go.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's pretty
It
cool.
rules. And it's mission based, so you get these things where you have, like, a mission that's like, oh, kill 5 of these, like, poisonous plants. So you have to change your loadout for the mission. You go, well, I better equip a bunch of fire spells. But then you have to sacrifice, oh, do I want to take a less powerful weapon that takes up less slots in the inventory so I can equip more fire magic, which the enemies are going to be weak to? It suddenly becomes more RPG resource brain than any Kingdom Hearts game before it has been. It also has some fun balancing effects because of this change as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in Kingdom Hearts 2, they finally made magic work after the first two games kind of struggled with it, because in Kingdom Hearts 1, your basic, like, fire, lightning, blizzard spells are not very good. You're basically only really using them if you need to hit a flying enemy or a faraway enemy with a projectile, and that's all they are. They're really, like, 3 different flavors of projectile. Kingdom Hearts 2 reimagines them so they have more usage, as, like, one's a projectile, one's more for anti-air attacks, and then one is kind of like a AoE around Sora. This game goes back to them being individual projectile-based attacks more so, but they deal a fuck ton more damage, and enemies definitely, like, plant-based enemies are definitely taking way more damage from the fire spells and so on. Mm-hmm. And that was always kind of a consideration before, but frankly, the game is so action-oriented in the PS2 titles that, like, most of the time you're just going to be hitting stuff anyways with your Keyblade, because it's fun. So it's kind of cool having that element of, like, oh, I need to plan out what I'm bringing to this mission. And you also get to spend time with the other Organization 13 members. You go into each of these missions with a set partner, and you can kind of customize how they play and get to see how their abilities work and stuff like that too, which is really fun. They play around with it a lot. It's pretty good overall. I think it's a shame. So this is new territory for me. The only experience I've had with this game prior to me playing it this time around is I borrowed it from a friend around when it came out, and I went, this is pretty neat. They made Kingdom Hearts for the DS, and then I gave it back. Didn't really engage with the story, or, like, I don't even think I started a new file. Like, I think I literally just replayed some of the missions he had done. Like, I borrowed it for a weekend just to see what it was like. And I think it's actually a bummer I did not play this at the time it came out, because what this game's story actually is you are the awkward new kid at your first job as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have hit at the exact perfect time for that to resonate with me if I had played this when it had come out. Because you got some coworkers who are lazy and don't want to do their shit, and you kind of have to pick up the slack. You got your coworkers who know what they're doing, but they're kind of assholes about it. And then you got the bros that, like, you trust and, like, talk shit about your other coworkers with. It's a great vibe. If I had one complaint, I would say that I think they they have a self-made get-out-of-jail-free card, in that you are playing as the villains in this game. However, it's established in Kingdom Hearts 2, which, you're playing as the Nobodies, which are the second villainous faction we get in Kingdom Hearts. They also don't like the first villainous faction, and in fact, part of their plan revolves around the main character, Sora, defeating Heartless on their behalf so that they can use the hearts that they release for nefarious purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So in this game, you're not really getting up to any villain shit, which I kind of wish they leaned into more, because you are just playing as the bad guys. But all you're doing is you're basically going into Disney Worlds again and defeating other bad guys and, talking to Disney characters every so often and helping them with their issues again. And I'm just like, it would have kind of been fun to, like, menace Aladdin. But no, can't do that. Disney would probably not be having that, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool game.
You mentioning the basic, like, having like an RPG, like, skills, all your like spells and skills and stuff, it, like, you have to slot them into like a little, like, Resident Evil attaché case. Made me look up another game's release date and this game's release date, and it's funny that this game released in Japan at the end of May, and then Infinite Space released in the middle of June of the same year. It's like, so they were just on the same track.
Yes.
I think the later Battle Network games also have that kind of thing going on.
Nice.
A similar type of thing.
It's good.
The moment I realized this game was truly Galaxy Brain was when I leveled up for the first time. And it's not, you're level 2 on the screen now. It's you get a level up tile that you need to put in the case.
Oh,
and I went, this is the best game ever made. Hey, do you want to go in with more potions? Unequip some of your levels, asshole. It rules.
It's so cool. Video games.
They do some cool stuff too. This is the last bit I'll talk about because I've been going for a bit. But like when you equip a weapon, it's so like some of the more intricate abilities and equipment you get, they take up one tile, like the actual physical part of it, but then they have an outline around them that are like Tetris shaped. And in those blank slots, you can equip like augmenting abilities to like unlock new abilities for that weapon or power up certain stats in the weapon. It is very fun very quickly, and I'm curious to see what end game for this game looks like, because it's like I can't imagine getting to level 99. I'm not going to have enough space.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun to see.
Maybe you'll unlock more space or something along the way. I don't know.
Well, the one thing that they do past a point is you get these tiles called level doublers, where it outlines part of the attaché case, and it's like, hey, if you put any level up tokens in here, it serves as 2 level ups instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure at some point I'll get like a triple one and that sort of thing, but neat game.
Yeah. Now that I've mentioned Infinite Space, I have to mention the joke the joke that I always go to about Infinite Space, which is, I wonder if there's anyone on Earth that hears like the phrase platinum combat and thinks Infinite Space and is like, really? I guess I can update what's going on in Ireland, or specifically the Kingdom of Ireland. I've united it. There's just one little earldom left, and then it's done. He's a stubborn asshole.
What's next for Ireland after you unify it?
I'm gonna I don't know. England's big. England's scary. Scotland is not scary. I'm in an alliance with Scotland, and they're not doing great. Most of like large swathes of Scotland are occupied by Norway. And Norway's big right now. Norway's doing good. So I gotta, someone's gonna have to deal with them. Maybe I'll be the one who deals with Norway. The actual thing that I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna try to like sort out my fucking duchies, because I'm just trying to get my 4 bits of land that are. It doesn't seem like there's any consequence for having for having 4 like counties kind of spread out across Ireland that I rule directly, but it does feel wrong. It does feel wrong that I rule 4 different corners of this island. This island myself. I should have like my bit. I should have my duchy, and then and then everyone else is my vassals.
How's the succession thing looking for when your current character dies?
Well, the fact that I can't remember is a good sign. I genuinely have no idea. My guy's, he's young though. He's young. He inherited early because my last guy died at like 36. I was like, okay, that's fucking sucks. He died of depression, which, sorry, mate. It sucks. Yeah, actually, like, peeking out at the rest of the world's always fun. Because I'm always, I'm, like, looking over at, like, what's happening in the Byzantine Empire, and it's like, there's a revolt happening. You're having a civil war. You are way bigger than you should be, though. Yeah, it's a fun game, but I don't play it that often because I've been very, very busy. I sent my mum the saddest message I think I've ever sent her, which was because I've been really busy. I've been running like events for my job on the weekends, and my family arranged this whole thing that was happening because like my grandparents were having like this 60th anniversary event that was going to be happening on Saturday, and I was already visiting on like the Friday because something was happening and I wanted to go to that. And then they were like, well, yeah, you'll come over to the anniversary thing on the Saturday, and then we'll bring you back Sunday morning, and then it'll be my birthday on the 5th of November, and then after that there's more events that I'm running for my job on that weekend, on like the 6th, the 7th, the 8th or whatever. And I was like, I can only see one clear gap where I could possibly get a break. And so I sent my mum the saddest message that I've ever sent, which is I was like hopeful. With hope in my heart, I messaged her saying, will anyone want to see me on my birthday? Hoping for no. I was like, I just wanna chill. Please, dear God. And got up, well, of course we do. And I was like, kill me. Kill me, shoot me in the head right now. So I burnt some goodwill and managed to get yesterday off. Fuck you. Yeah, we'll play
Naruto sad
yeah.
on the Switch.
Yeah, I'll play the fucking music over this. I'm annoyed that I forgot to put in Sadness and Sorrow over that whole episode last week. I should have done. I really should. But here we are. So yeah, I've been occupied. That's me. That's all of us, I think.
Yeah.
I do have one question about Crusader Kings 2, actually.
Okay.
Have you had any annoyances with, like, the defensive pact system?
Oh, do you mean as in attacking someone without checking who they have pacts with and discovering that they have pacts with fucking everyone?
Yes.
I briefly had a scare with that. It was brief though. It was fine. I dealt with it. Defeat in detail, motherfucker. Maybe you've heard of it. I dealt with them.
When that system, so that system wasn't in the game originally. They added it later. and they way over. So the first time I remember being like, I think I'm gonna stop playing this game for a bit, was when those first came out, because they were overtuned to hell and back, and it got to a point where just declaring war at some point just resulted in World War like 0. It got really bad. I believe it did not take long for them to fix it, to make it a little more reasonable, but it was bad for a while there, and I just was curious how it is these days.
I'll tell you, I got a reverse scare. I think I talked to you about this. Is Scotland sucked. I accepted an alliance with Scotland without checking in with them as to why they might want a fucking alliance. Discovered they'd been the king had been excommunicated, and everyone was at war with them.
Oh yeah, I remember this stuff.
I sailed over there, and I fought. I was frankly the wars I fought for them for like 2 years of war was just like, I would have been known throughout history as like an incredible warlord. This was it was crazy. I was solely responsible for Scotland not falling. And then I went home after I'd won 3 wars for them that they were fighting simultaneously. And I got home, and then I, dismissed all my levies, and then they called me up again and said, hey, we're at war again with someone you have a non-aggression pact with. Can you come in and help us? And I was like, absolutely not. Fuck you. And I broke the alliance. And the fact that I was like, well, I'm gonna break one of these alliances, and then I was like, well, I should have not accepted your call in the fucking first place. So yeah, fuck Scotland. To all our Scottish listeners, if you exist, fight your own wars, please. Ireland hasn't got time for you. It
honestly rules how hard you can fuck over other characters in that game by bribing the Pope to excommunicate them.
That is funny.
I have noticed for a while I was like, I can't excommunicate anyone, but I always, when I right click on someone who I'm like, I need to deal with this person, I always check excommunication with hope in my heart. I'm like, ooh, this will be fun. let me have a little look.
I had an early game, I remember, where it happened to me, and I was like, I'll be the heretic king, and then reality came crashing down on me, and I fucking...
Yeah, you've been excommunicated, and everyone can just take your shit.
Yeah, it's all... Yeah. There's so much fun stuff you can do with the faith stuff. It's also just like, everything... things are starting to look a little spicy. Hey, I think it's about time we all have a crusade. Why don't you...
I'm about to go on crusade to Finland. Because I can't, I don't really know how to decline. You can't really.
No. What are you going to do, not crusade?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to send anyone.
Oh.
I don't think you do.
Well, I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
I'm playing Crusader Kings. I'm playing the Be an Evil King game. I've probably done... I tried to kill a child. Okay, right, here's... No, I succeeded at killing a child. Let me tell... The funniest part of Crusader Kings, flat out, is when my spy master calls in and is like, one of your trusted vassals wants to kill a child. And I'm like, okay. So, presumably, there is a line of succession thing happening here. And if they kill this kid, they're gonna, this kid is in the way of them inheriting something. So I go to the kid, I go to what they're going to inherit, and I look at the line of inheritance. And it's always funny seeing how many more children there are between this child and that loyal vassal. And I'm like, you were planning on killing so many children in a row. I was like, this is amazing. I am letting a lot of plots just kind of run. I'm doing a lot of like, I don't really care. We'll see how that goes. Let them have their fun.
Are you playing with the Black Death mod on at all?
Or
not
no,
mod, but expansion.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I have the Black Death. I have had plenty of disease, but not the Black Death.
That's such a fun curveball.
Also,
I like expansion a lot.
that comes late. If I had like that coming at like, presumably there's like an option to like turn off.
There are game
you
rules.
can
to,
randomize it.
Yeah. I was gonna say
there are game rules to modify how that shit goes down.
Yeah, because I know they've got like the Mongol invasion stuff. They've got like they have like a checkbox that's like they will invade on around the time that they did in real life, and you can turn that off. and
you can change it to be a bit more like dynamic too.
Okay,
but also
cool.
they have like separate rules for the plague that isn't necessarily tied to the Mongols. But yeah,
it's really fun having like I did a run one time where I had the plague and then also that expansion where like the Aztec invade from the sea.
That one, I'm like, I don't think I care. I'm
no,
like,
it's a fun novelty, but it's weird pick.
It's kind of the one DLC that I think most people leave off by default.
Okay, yeah, it definitely seems like it. I'm like, excuse me?
It's like throwing a like bomb in the middle of everything. It's ridiculous.
That one feels like Stellaris Endgame stuff. But yeah, I like Crusader Kings. I think
it's funny that
good.
I think if I remember correctly, if you transferred a save, because they had an official EU4 converter for CK2.
Yes, they did.
And if you transferred a save that used the Aztec invasion DLC, the map, the geopolitical situation in the Americas would be different to reflect the fact that like, the Aztecs and Inca are just like crazy powerful.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. That's fun.
That is fun. I am probably not gonna touch EU4. I'm probably gonna wait for when EU5 happens. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting to get like a foot in the door early on one of these and see like the kind of, presumably like the kind of bare bones experience version, and so, like watch it grow.
The one that all of the people are complaining about on the forums, and then over like the next 2 years.
Oh, it's an unparalleled masterpiece. Blows all the other games in the series out of the water, etc.
Why would I ever go back? It's without fail, every Paradox strategy game, same thing happens.
Yeah, looking at like the dev diaries for EU5, which is still not called EU5 officially, even though who are they kidding? This game looks pretty crazy at the moment. Looks cool.
What if it's called Europa Multiversalis?
Oh shit!
And then it
time
sucks.
for Europe to colonize other universes.
Yeah, what if they could?
We
There's
absolutely
an anime
would
with that,
if we could.
Japan.
When I said
this Earth will respect the monarchy.
Oh hell yeah! It's time. It's about time someone respected monarchs. Okay. I think we're done talking about Crusader Kings.
We're done.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Okay, I have a question about how we're doing Ultraman this week.
Yeah.
Are we doing the relay?
That could be fun.
Are we doing like all three summaries in one go?
I think that'd be worth it.
Yeah.
And so how often I don't know how many 3-parters we have ever. So how often we get a chance to do it.
Okay. We have a 3-parter for you. We have all each, just due to circumstance, written a summary for a different episode of it. So I guess we are going to go in order, reading these summaries, and then we're going to talk about all 3 in one go, because I do not think there is much point in talking about any of these episodes individually.
No.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Brad.
Yes, it's time to talk about episode 17. Two big monsters close in on Taro.
They do that.
Yeah.
Did I do what?
No, I said
The summer?
they do that.
Oh, okay. I thought you asked, did I do that? And I was like, I'm not a big monster. I don't know why I'd close in on him. But, so, the volcano at Mount Okuma suddenly erupts. A white egg has appeared atop the volcano. Along with the magma, worm-like creatures have fallen from the sky and are devouring the area's watermelons. Kotaro is speaking with his uncle, a melon farmer, when they are rocked by an earthquake. His uncle explains this has been happening since spring, and he chucks a watermelon at Kotaro, conking him on the head. Violence of a cartoonish variety. Kotaro notices that it's hollow, and his uncle explains to him that the weird insects have been eating them. With some watermelons in tow, Kotaro heads to Okumayama's earthquake laboratory, where the father of Kenichi's classmate works. Inside, Kenichi and his friend Takashi play around with a bird in a cage while Takashi's father works. A tremor hits, scaring the kids, but the scientist reassures them that they happen all the time. His dad tells Takashi to make sure he does his homework, while his son scolds him for never being around and focusing too much on his career at the lab. His father tells him to stop being so unreasonable, and to look at Kenichi as an example of how happy children can be when they just suck it up and be patient.
No, incorrect. Wrong. Kenichi would like words.
My favorite part is that Kenichi has all of the opportunity in the world to be like, it's not that easy, you know, but he's like, yeah, you're right. What an asshole.
Yeah.
Kotaro arrives, gives the scientist a melon, and takes the kids back home. There's clearly something making munching noises inside the melons. Back at his home, Takashi slices open one of the watermelons, and a giant fucking larva flies out. Grabbing his way too tiny bug-catching net, he attempts to swat at it. In response, it sprays silk at his face, and Takashi cries out for his mom to help, as the larva makes its escape out the window. Back at ZHQ, everyone eats the watermelon slices when they get a call about a baby kaiju. Meeting with Takashi, who is now blinded, and his mother, Takashi shares a recording of the larva's noises that he recorded shortly before it burst out of the watermelon. Meanwhile, a giant bird kaiju flies out of Mount Okuma. As the scientists go outside to take a look, one of the larva kaiju attacks them. Goes straight for the fucking neck. It's kind of brutal, honestly. Fortunately, they are saved when the massive bird swoops in to eat the smaller monster. Unfortunately, it then starts to eat the scientists and then wreck the lab, poking at it with its beak in search of food. As Zat investigates, they learn that the smaller kaiju that have been infesting the fields are likely related to Chemgilla, a silkworm-like kaiju recorded in ancient texts. As Zat moves out, Kotaro attempts to apologize to Takashi and his mother, but she angrily refuses his fruit gift basket, saying there's probably something inside of those fruit too. Honestly, not a
Fair.
invalid concern, yeah. Not willing to accept that maybe a fruit basket was a pretty bad idea considering the circumstances, he places it down on their doorstep and goes to leave. However, Takashi, still wearing the blindfold, hears him through his open window and asks if they can speak. Before they can, however, one of the Chemgilla larvae descend upon the fruit basket and Zat fires at it. As they do so, it flies into the sky, and the team is suddenly disturbed by the appearance of a larger adult Chemgilla. Now, is it supposed to be that this small one flies up into the distance and becomes the bigger one?
I assume so.
Okay.
I have to assume though, yeah.
I figured, but it's shot a little funny. Shooting at Silk at Ueno, the man bravely cartwheels away, but runs out of invincibility frames as he hits a
Man's
wall.
got flips.
He backflips
This scene
into
is
a wall.
ridiculous.
He backflips to a wall. I was like, wait, I can't go any further.
This scene's great. It captures him with its silk, and then flings him backward, causing him to get stuck onto the monster's chest. Kotaro transforms into Ultraman Taro, saves Ueno, drops him into water. He could have just put him anywhere. He plops him right down into the ocean. I'm assuming it's the ocean.
Not the only one getting plopped into the water this batch of episodes.
Yeah. Then Taro continues to fight Chemgilla. Chemgilla fucking farts on him. Ultraman Taro has to use his ultrascope to see through the stinky cloud and continues to fight the monster before getting bound by his wet and sticky silk threads. Who the fuck wrote this? And were they doing it with both of their hands on the typewriter?
We know this is the writer's barely disguised fetish season. We know this.
Yeah.
We've known this.
Yeah.
Not a lot of tongue action in recent episodes, but you know.
True. Tongue
No.
season's over.
Tongue
It's a
season's
shame.
over. Fart season now in vogue.
Please
Okay,
don't.
please no. I no, absolutely not.
Takashi, still blinded, walks towards the fight, preventing Zat from firing at the monster and helping Taro. As the child gets dangerously close to the fight, it looks as though Taro has been defeated. But before the finishing blow can be struck, the bird kaiju flies in to attack Kamgilla. Taro scoops up Takashi and attempts to get him to safety. Unfortunately, he then becomes the target of Birdon, the bird kaiju, and is viciously pecked at as Kamgilla cowardly makes its exit. You get a good shot of it just kind of skulking away like, this looks like a good time as I need to get the fuck out of here. The episode ends with Taro in grave danger.
Mel.
Which means it's time for the best name episode in the show. Zoffy died. Taro died too.
Yeah! Let's go! That's not the order they die in!
No.
No. Taro is having a rough time jobbing to a bird, so the Sky Whale goes into action. However, the flames from Zat's bombs trap Takeshi, and Ueno goes to rescue him. Eventually, in the struggle, Taro fucking dies, and Birdon goes after the hiding Chemigalar, who begins a tasty snack, much to Zat's visible distress. Also, there's a lot of
it is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Also, there's a lot of debris going around, and Ueno shields Takeshi from it. After Birdon flies away, Nanbara finds them, and Zat sends them both to a hospital. The other Zat members try and look for Kotaro, who appears to have gone missing. They give the corpse of Taro a salute. As church bells ring, we get a sign of a cross on a church, and the cries of children cry out in prayer, hoping for a miracle to bring Taro back. Right on cue, here's Zoffy. There is mixed
Now,
reactions.
I want to highlight this. You know, we get a lot of good It's Zoffy reactions from everyone, which I'm happy about. But also, the children pray, and I quote, to the Almighty God.
Yeah.
And Zoffy comes down.
Yeah.
We've been saying this. We've been saying that's God. That's my God.
There was mixed reactions among the children. the faces are just like, some people are like, yeah, Zoffy, and other people are just like, him?
You couldn't have sent Ultraman?
Father forgive them, they have not seen the light.
Yeah.
Anyway, he puts Taro's body on ice and carries it off to the Land of Light. Later, Aragaki bumps into Kenichi as they both head over to visit Takeshi in the hospital. Takeshi is currently being tended to by his mother, who wants to relocate him to a hospital in the mountains where the clean air will improve his systems, and also can share a hospital room with his dad, who I guess is still alive. I missed if this was in the previous episode, but I kind of assumed he was. Also, he's listening to The Birds Bathing, which is apparently going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Kenichi and Zat show up. Takeshi's mom is quite eager to receive Kenichi and his bouquet of flowers, and a lot less eager to receive Zat, who she blames for all this happening.
It's so good.
She specifically blames Kotaro, who is the only person she wants to accept an apology from. Aragaki is forced in that moment to admit that what he had been hiding from Kenichi moments ago, that Kotaro is nowhere to be found. Takeshi's mom takes another dig at Kotaro for being a coward and deserting, and now, very distraught, Kenichi snaps at her and runs away, causing her to drop the vase she was holding with her new flowers. As Aragaki helps her clean up the mess, he confides in her that Kotaro is very likely dead, all within earshot of Takeshi. Meanwhile, Kenichi goes on a mournful wandering session and sees Kotaro in the sky, the Hideki Go classic.
Absolutely.
It's a good shot.
Later that night, Takeshi and his mom check into the new hospital, and they're reunited with their dad once again. Mom wants Takeshi to go to bed, but Takeshi insists on staying by his father's side for a bit longer, since it's been so long since all of them were together as a family. I wonder if there's they're doing commentary here.
Who could say?
Who could say? He also wonders why the pet birds are feeling agitated. Anyway, time for some people to be permanently separated from their families as Birdon attacks a passenger plane that very night.
Hell yeah.
Zat investigates the wreckage the next morning and finds no bodies. Kiijima wonders if perhaps all the passengers were eaten. Moriyama decides...
Hell yeah! Sorry.
Moriyama decides to ease the tension by offering everyone gum, and Aragaki makes a mess by blowing bubbles. Sudden inspiration hits. We'll trap this giant bird with a truckload of bird lime. Which I found out is apparently illegal in a lot of jurisdictions.
Oh. Well, you know what? Yeah, I bet.
Meanwhile, Birdon seems to be fiddling with the wreckage of the volcanic crater and begins feeling distress. It flaps its wing and spreads smoke throughout the valley, suffocating a local farm and causing Takeshi, who happens to be at a nearby hospital, to have a coughing fit. Birdon then takes a bath at a nearby lake, just as the sky whale comes to drop all that bird lime. The results are mixed, since Birdon is wet, as it turns out, also very big and strong. While the kaiju is temporarily glued to the ground, with its strength, it may break free at any moment and topple backwards onto that building over there that Jat only just now noticed. Oh wait, that's the hospital Takeshi and his family are at. Oops, we should have checked for that.
Oops.
Everyone begins evacuating the hospital, while his parents try and get him to run off. Takeshi insists on bringing his dad along. When the adults in the room try and explain that his dad is currently immobile and can't go anywhere, Takeshi proclaims he'd rather die together as a family than be separated again. Birdon continues to slowly free itself, tearing off some of its skin in the process and shedding a single tear, and Takeshi calls out to Taro to save them. Takeshi's going to get the next best thing, because once again, here's Zoffy.
Here's Zoffy. He's come to save the day, right? It's all gonna go great, right?
Yeah. As Birdon frees itself at last and falls backwards, Zoffy kicks the kaiju out of the way just in time, saving the hospital. The battle rages, Zoffy gets in some hits, and then takes some, and takes some more, and then his head catches fire, and oh no, this isn't looking good.
I love how quickly the heroic music stops and it goes from hell yeah to oh shit as soon as like his head starts on fire. It's so good.
Birdon's beak attacks eventually take the toll until eventually Zoffy also fucking dies and Birdon flies away. Now everyone's just left staring at a second Ultraman corpse in this episode. The end. To be continued for Red.
Episode 19.
We got 5 others.
Mother of Ultra. Miracle of Love. Zoffy is fucking dead. Here was Zoffy. The kaiju flew away, and the narrator announces that 3 days have passed. I know your game, Ultraman. I know what's happening. Zat have really struggled, as places storing meat keep getting hit all over Japan. A total ban on meat is discussed and dismissed as impractical. Meanwhile, Kenichi is having a tough time over Kotoro's disappearance, and presumably, Saori is also having a rough time somewhere. Also, where is Kotaro? Is he really dead? Is he just missing? Where could he be? He's in the land of light, getting revived by the Mother of Ultra. She also gives him a new bracelet weapon. Little power-up to send you on your way. It's time for him to head home. Meanwhile, Zat have issued an order that livestock must be kept inside and kept quiet, and suddenly, fish and meat disappear from the market. No one is selling anything. With no meat to raid, Birdon goes for the next best thing and starts feeding on live humans. Oops. Didn't mean for that to happen. Zat can't do anything against Birdon, but Taro arrives and puts up a decent fight this time using his electric bracelet attack. But Taro has to let Birdon fly away so he can rescue Kenichi and Pochi from a car fire. Remember Pochi? The second one? Pochi the second?
Yeah.
Next time, he'll get Birdon for real. Wait, is that Kotaro? Kotaro appears and tells the team and Kenichi that, I was saved by the Mother of Ultra. Which, I mean, yeah, that is true. The mother of the Kobayashi family still won't accept Kotaro's apologies when he visits. However, despite the assurance of the husband and son that their injuries aren't his fault, I've completely misread that sentence. The mother of the Kobayashi family still won't accept Kotaro's apologies when he visits, however, despite the assurance of the husband and son that their injuries aren't his fault. The dad especially points out that, well, I wasn't even hurt by the worms. I was injured by the bird. Kotaro's visit isn't a waste, though, as he learns a key clue about the location of the bird's nest from the behavior of Takeshi's canaries. We'll have to discuss. I'm not completely clear. Zat investigates the volcano itself of Mount Okuma and find an egg. And they go, another one? Nuh-uh. And immediately obliterate the egg, summoning an enraged Birdon. Kotaro evacuates the Kobayashis from the hospital and then heads out to fight as Taro. Just like to mention the ridiculous opening kick from Taro here, gliding along the ground.
Yeah,
very silly.
good.
It's pretty good. Taro uses the bracelet to lock Birdon's beak shut, and this helps, I guess. I'm gonna be honest. Birdon was mostly stabbing people with the beak, so I don't. Anyway, he lures Birdon into a chase, and then like Kage Bunshins, and this like tricks Birdon into crashing down into the volcano, and that ends the fight. I don't know, man. The mother of Ultra and Taro go to Zoffy's corpse, and the father of the Kobayashi says, "Look, aren't we actually fortunate that we didn't have to lose our child?" Takeshi takes off his bandage, but still can't see. His mother kisses him on the eyes, and oh my fucking god, he can see again. You know what we're about to do. You know what sound you're gonna hear the moment this summary ends. Mother of Ultra can't save Zoffy, and together she and Taro carry his body to space. Here was Zoffy. The end. Mel, hit the fucking button.
I believe in medical miracle. Ultraman, thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Ultraman. Thank you, Takeshi's mother, who had...
Thank you, Zoffy.
Thank you, Zoffy. Zoffy's fucking dead. I know he's not really. He'll be fine. But he's dead. Is Zoffy dead? Zoffy's not dead forever. I can't believe I contemplated that.
I read that final scene as, oh, they were getting him back to help. Not as he was dead, if I'm being honest.
I
mean,
truly...
listen, I know what the future of this franchise is.
I know Zoffy's gonna be fine, but like I genuinely they're talking about how dead Zoffy is when they're flying him to space. Anyway, this was one of the purest expressions of the Ultra medical miracle we've had in a minute. This was straight out of Return of Ultraman. This was a classic.
I was thinking about that the entire last stretch here of wow, that's
This does feel like an expanded version of the bird episode we got in Return of Ultraman.
What was the bird episode we got? Oh, which one?
A little bit.
The one with the ridiculous dude,
the dynamite guy.
Oh, the dynamite guy.
The boat, yeah.
Oh yeah. Damn. Incel episode. That was crazy.
Honestly, my takeaway from this 3-parter, honestly, as a whole, was kind of that, where this feels like the product of them going, okay, we've done it so many times now, where our hero jobs in the first part, and then in the second part comes back around for the comeback. How do we make this spicier and new for our latest show? And the answer is...
Kill Zoffy.
Kill Zoffy.
Kill Zoffy.
Also, I didn't realize until Brad's summary of the first episode, but the first episode is basically just a retread of the Slug episode from earlier in the show in a lot of ways.
Ooh. A little, yeah, a little.
Because you got the worm invading the house, and then they blow it up with the gun, and it makes it big.
True. That is true.
But also,
there is more explanation there than here.
Yeah, well, here it's more in service of preparing the stage for Birdon to be the menace.
Mm-hmm.
And it is funny that they made a more aggressive bird than Terrachillis that kills 2 Ultramen.
It kills 2 Ultra. It's crazy.
This bird has a better KD than fucking Zeton.
Yeah. Really
who
does.
the fuck is Zeton? Get out of here. It's all about Birdon. The kill that's actually to be honest, the kill that's the impact. Well, okay, we'll talk about the I like the Taro death. I liked seeing it's taken forever, but I feel like this is the first actual payoff on the color timer that we've had. Have we had the color timer genuinely run out before?
I think so. I think a few times where they've died, it has just run out. But I think this is probably one of the cases where the stakes have been raised enough to where it's felt I think it pretty sure happens in the finale 2-parter of Laser. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
It may have happened in Ace against when we had the first 2-parter with the fucking kaiju that tears up Marucci, but also it's reversed in 2 seconds by the sun, so it doesn't feel like it matters.
True. You are correct.
And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Zeton against the original Ultraman, the timer does go out in that one too.
I mean, he destroys the color timer though.
Yeah, well, it's weird because the color timer isn't destroyed in the actual scene where he's fighting, but we see the color timer destroyed when he's talking to Zoffy.
Oh, I see.
The script was going to be that Zeton crushes it, but we don't actually see that. They didn't film that part specifically.
Oh, they should have done. They
They should have. It would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been evocative.
And you could fucking see it busted in the scene with Zoffie in that episode. But
yeah.
This is definitely this probably does hit the hardest of all the shows we've had so far.
Yeah, because it is
Laser probably would have
literally
hit
just
better if the ending was
if we were all the way checked in on the ending. Yeah.
Yeah, the context was a bit
yeah. Gento, raise your child. I really
that Blu-ray was supposed to be out by now. It got Tsuburaya. That one might be Mill Creek though, not Tsuburaya. They
Mill Creek, Tsuburaya, whoever it is, we want to watch your fucking movie.
I hope it's not that long for us to watch the art.
They just want us to feel like we're children raised by Gento.
Oh, that's so true. They want us to experience it.
I should probably pre-order that just so we can fucking make sure we have it. But the problem is it's expensive for me to import because I have to go on US Amazon.
I expect that the demand for it in English will be high. So I expect that there will be Officer, turn away. I believe there will be a version up on some sites.
Yeah. I'm hoping and assuming, but I'm also can I count on it when they need to do it for the podcast after a year?
Well, I mean, you could argue we've already waited nearly a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, Taro's death here I think hits. I think it's a good I quite like the effect on the color timer running out. I think that the little last little dying sound it makes is good. I think they hit that right. But yeah, the kill that's actually brutal is killing this little silkworm guy.
It just dismembers him.
It's gross, dude.
It is funny the reaction they have, but also it is I'd have the reaction too.
It's taking him apart bit by bit.
Yeah. Pulling out his innards and gulping them down. Yummy. You know what else is yummy? Whole people.
Yeah.
In one.
Yeah, we get shots. That's a good scene. In the park where Pochi's just Kenichi is feeding Pochi a biscuit, which I don't think is good. For the dog.
Yeah, he's just licking it.
But
yeah,
he's well, there's no meat,
it.
so I can't actually feed my dog. Which is probably, is an oversight, I think, on Zat's part. Among the other ones.
Among some of their other oversights.
And then, then what happens is, we just get, this haunting shot of, people being eaten. And then Kenichi just looks over the park and it's just completely empty, whereas once full of people, and it's just, really old.
Yeah, it goes from, screaming to silent. It's pretty good.
This bird is fucking terrifying.
I like this bird. It going up to blocks of flats and just pecking into them one by one while we just get shots of the people inside screaming. It's good shit.
It's just like a woodpecker to a tree. Just, hey, is there anything in here? Let's see.
Bird on. Ultraman. I want to look at this bird. And its giant balls on its face.
It does have massive balls on its face.
It has massive balls on its face, which is, rooster stuff. You know how it is.
I didn't realize, it kind of has a rib cage thing going on too with its torso. that I
it
didn't really
does.
notice in the episode itself, but that's pretty... Yeah, like, this thing looks, like, almost skeletal in a way, too, with its torso and wings that I like. It is the embodiment of death.
See, now we've hyped up, this is the embodiment of death. I want people listening to go look up Birdon and look up the image we're talking about.
Yes.
And laugh. But I do like this. I do like this kaiju. I think this is a good kaiju.
Yeah, I haven't updated the Kaiju order in a while. Oops.
I think the ending on the fight is a little. I'm like,
It's really funny. He just fucking like splits himself and makes it collide with the volcano.
Just goes straight into the volcano. If I feel like it shouldn't be dead. I feel like it should be fine.
Yeah,
It was living in there.
That's his home. Send it home. I almost made a Happy Gilmore reference. What the fuck is wrong with me? Kill me. All right. What else is going on in these episodes?
Family.
Family. So yeah, we've got a lot of like this. We got this kind of side by side stuff with Kenichi sort of like getting like really worked up about Kotaro not being there, while we also have this other family that we've got going on with Takeshi, his mum and his dad, his absent dad, and his mum who won't forgive Zat for anything. What do we think? What's going on?
I feel like misogyny is the short answer.
the short answer is misogyny.
The long answer is
misogyny.
She is very reasonable until the last episode, where it feels like they make her act like they make her act in a way which portrays her as unreasonable, because like she goes from like, listen, Kotaro did like a negligence that caused harm, like even if it's like, you know, no one would have protected the fucking melon kaiju. It's still like a thing he did that caused harm.
Mm-hmm.
Poor taste gift.
It's really funny.
He did disappear, which is, you know, it is being like, okay, what's up with that? And like, you know, them going like, well, he may have died, but also still like, you know. And he just shows up again, which means, well, I guess he didn't die. But where the fuck was he? But then her response when he comes back is like, oh, kaiju follow you wherever you go. Oh, and then it's like, well, now you're just like turning her into a straw man.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, it's like, listen, I, the dad, say Zat did everything for us, and Kotaro is my best friend. And he said nothing wrong.
He's done nothing wrong. I did have the exact same thought, because while taking notes for episode 18, I've got I wrote them down on pen and paper. Which is not what I usually do. I wrote down that the mother, despite being maybe a little unfair on Kotaro, the mother is being depicted sympathetically. And then I think the last episode, it turns into, oh, this dumb woman and her silly hysteria. She's so overprotective of her family that she can't see that the people on the front lines against the kaiju are giving their all, are doing their best. Can't she show a little concern? And there's like some, you know, background irony getting played against her, where she's like, you know, even if Kotaro didn't know, he still endangered them, while, you know, she's moved her family to a hospital that's right next to the nest. And it's like, yo, you know, even if you didn't know, you still endangered them. Which I think would have been my angle on this, would be to hit that at the end, and then, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, the last episode is definitely like, the men being very reasonable and logical. And oh yes, we
I also
approve.
feel like they're very lax on the dad just not being fucking around, which is where we start with this, and is not at all where it ends up. I don't even remember. Do they close that line? Like,
No.
does he say, like, oh, I'm going to spend more time with you, son and wife?
No,
Absolutely
it's just that their injuries gave them a chance to be together.
Yeah, like,
So
he's
if you
going to
think-
go back
if-
to
if-
work
if-
as soon as
if
he's
you-
healed.
Kotaro saved your family.
Yeah, he brought everyone together.
Yeah,
You should be glad your child was blinded, especially because it got better.
especially because he got better because he
Somehow.
kissed his eyes.
Yeah,
Somehow, the miracle of motherhood. Victory Gundam.
Yeah.
Victory Gundam's better than these
Listen,
episodes.
we should be like the Ultra Brothers.
We
Which in this
should
scene
be-
includes
yeah.
the mother.
Yes.
Well, it's the
yes,
job
she's a bro.
of... It's the job of sons and brothers to get pecked to death, and it's the jobs of mothers to make the boo-boos go away.
True. So true. Absolutely. I just know that American Prometheus approves this message.
Oh, absolutely. He also has some supplements you can buy. Don't ask what's in them.
I won't. I'll gulp them down. No problem.
Oh, okay.
By the dozen.
Gulp them like a bird on with a fucking
Mhm.
kaiju.
People.
Well, that's
Oh, and the kaiju, yes.
Yeah, they come in kaiju-sized containers, and you have to rip them apart with your teeth to get to the supplements.
When I
hope they're not suppository.
when I was a child, oh yeah, when I was a child eating like gummy bears, I would do a little voice for them, and then when I bit off their head, I would do the voice like in my mouth, like they were trapped in there. I don't know why I felt the need to share that. It just felt relevant.
This is not red flag behavior. Well, your name is Red.
Yeah, that's why they call me Red. Red flags.
Because
That's
your
it.
red flags all over.
Yeah. There are many reasons they call me Red. So what else have we got going on in these episodes?
Is Zoffy's head on fire?
Zoffy's head is on fire.
Yeah.
Zoffy's death is kind of ridiculous. It's great.
Yeah, he gets home alone.
Honestly,
he
yeah.
does get home. Yes, he does.
There's a lot more splashing about than I anticipated for a scene like that.
Yeah.
It's funny they just leave his body there.
I mean,
For so
how are you
long.
gonna move it?
You got Zat lifts things all the time.
We've seen they can do this in Mirror Man.
True.
Yeah, you know what? In Mirror Man, they had respect for the corpse.
Admittedly, part of that's probably because the professor was like, "Listen, I know who this guy is."
That's my boy. That's my guy. We need to store his body. But he's like an alien dude, and we don't know what is up with his body. No. I assure you, we need to look after this corpse. Man, Mirror Man. I love their stupid blue jackets.
Yeah.
I suppose a point we can get to next, just because it's going to be like 3 in a row. Who made these episodes?
It's the same for all 3.
Ooh.
And that will be director Kiyosumi Fukasawa, who also did the episode with the monster in the cavity, and also the one where they meet that kid on the boat who's traveling to meet up with his dad, who's drilling for hot springs.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. There's the monster with the cavity one, because this is another one where we get a close up on the kaiju crying.
Yeah.
And it's another one where the kaiju is mostly just trying to live. And you know, it's a little less convenient for humanity than the other one was, that was just sitting at the bottom of the ocean doing
It
nothing.
is funny they just fucking unload on an egg.
But they do immediately just gun that egg to pieces.
Yeah.
They're just like, nah, fuck that. We are not dealing with 2.0 on this motherfucker.
Not like an arc where it's like, listen, we gotta make peace with the explosion.
We have. It's wrong. it's immoral to try to stop this kaiju from exploding in the middle of the city. That's its favorite place to explode.
Yeah. And then this was also written by Shigemitsu Taguchi, who I just now realized also did the Cavity episode and the Hot Springs episode. So same director,
same
writer
duo.
Head writer of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can get to my stuff then.
Yeah, go for it.
Special effects director for all three is Masao Kobayashi.
Mm-hmm.
Zoffy suit actor is Mitsuru Saijo, who, if you may recall, sometimes filled in for Taro, but is in the main one for Taro.
Okay.
Couldn't find any real information on Mother Ultra suit actor. It may be the same guy as before, Makoto Yasutomi, but it's kind of like not conclusive.
Are they still shy about
Yes.
it being a man in there?
Yes.
I see.
Kemgilla is both guys are designed by Yoshi Suzuki. Kemgilla's suit actor is a different one, the main one who's in Birdon. It's Tetsuo Yamamura. There's contradictory information on whether or not the suit is repurposed from Killergon from Mirror Man, as there was a temporary usage of that kaiju in a stage show at the time. But if we assume assuming it is the same suit, it's a new head.
Okay.
As for Birdon, Suzuki said that he had a hard time designing this one, so had to go through a bunch of drafts and redos. Also, related to the writing of the show, apparently Taguchi was like, it's the summertime and there's low ratings, so if we make a 3-parter, that's saving budget.
True.
Ooh. That's a good point.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah.
It's like it's an interesting one to go for like a full like 3-parter because it doesn't necessarily feel like it's some kind of like full scale epic aside from the fact that two of the guys die.
Yeah.
It's otherwise kind of like a normal set of episodes, a normal story for Ultraman. But you know,
would it have been worse if we just like Taro Killer and then we get like all of the Ultra Brothers assembling or something?
If it was just a rehash of that, yeah.
I not necessarily Taro Killer by name, but it's just like that kind of thing. Would it have been weaker if we got all of the guys showing up?
Maybe, probably.
I feel like I appreciate the restraint of only some of them being there more than when they all show up and get like a throwaway line, but then don't actually end up mattering.
I also like it when it's Zoffy.
Yeah.
I would like to go back in time, and present to the three of us of the past that our favorite one to show up is Zoffy now, and see the reaction. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? No, it's Zoffy. Here's Zoffy. Zoffy's gone now. Zoffy's dead. And will never return again. That's it for Zoffy in the franchise.
Definitely.
Famously never comes back after this.
Never ever.
It's weird how popular Zoffy is given that he's not in any more Ultraman. Except, throwbacks like Shin Ultraman, obviously.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything more to say about these episodes?
Can we talk about the Ultra School Bus?
Yeah.
Okay, we can talk. Yeah, let's talk about the Ultra School Bus because presumably
just keep showing it.
Yeah, I've got where's my note? My note in all caps for the first episode at the end. Note: design event concluded. Thank you, Blu-ray. the Blu-ray having like this in the subtitles. Just by the way, don't do this. Don't send. It's not happening anymore. This is an old television show.
Yeah,
I want to meet the person
who designed that school bus.
Well, no. Who would think that? Like, now's my chance.
I've watched like the Mega Man Battle Network anime with a friend, and there are just some episodes where they're like, yeah, we're doing a tournament at this location at this time. And it's like, this is from the 2000s. That tournament is over. Please
do not go.
So I did decided to, real quick, look at the end of the episode, and I think what got me about the Zoffy thing is it's because when they're flying away, they just have the one flying away thing, and they awkwardly overlap the father and mother's hands over the Zoffy flying away. But I think to me it just looked like all three of them were flying together. But no, yeah. They definitely are, in fact, going for the, Zoffy's fucking dead. His eyes are not lighting up anymore.
Zoffy's fucking dead.
I misread this last scene. But yeah, that school bus looks terrible.
Why do they need... Right. Who's going to school in the Land of Light?
The Ultra Children. The
Where
Ultra
are
students.
they? Taro's a small child. Taro's a baby.
Well, he hasn't started school yet.
He's a full-grown baby. Oh, I see. He's not old enough for school yet.
No.
Oh, okay. I
Not old enough for
understand
school,
now.
but yes, old enough to send on the front lines.
Old enough to die. Absolutely.
Spartan upbringing.
That's just... Yeah, that's how they do it in the Land of Light. As the land of shut up and grow up quick. Yeah. I don't know how many more episodes they're going to have that on. It's really funny.
I
time.
really want to see some ridiculous like, show me an Ultra Toaster.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that every single one is just for the school bus. I want to see, what else they got.
Yeah, I need variety. I need to see a toaster. I need to see, like, a phone booth.
An Ultra phone booth?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I need the Land of Light fantasy vape.
Yeah.
What now? Okay, so now here's the thing. What would we design for the Land of Light?
Ooh. An arcade cupboard. No. I can't think of something, like, fun.
Land of Light Wiggum Kebab.
What was that, sorry?
Land of Light Wiggum Kebab.
Yeah, Land of Light Wigan. I'm just gonna design Wigan for the Land of Light. complete with the football club, but no other football. Like, it's just Wigan, so they don't have anyone to play against.
Oh, you know what? I like a gym. That's what I design. I want to see how do the Ultra people strengthen their bodies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I bet it's some weird shit.
Man.
What would the Ultraman roller coaster look like?
Ooh.
Considering they can fly, like, it has to be pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
To make it exciting for them.
What if it was like a haunted house thing? What if they had, like, Zetons jumping out at them in a haunted house?
Ooh. Do you think... Because we know that water is a struggle for them a lot of the time. Do you think all their haunted houses are, like, underwater? They're like aquariums?
They're underwater and they're in cold places.
Yes.
Alien pole haunted house. just telling them to kill themselves the whole time.
It's just a big walk-in fridge. Where they tell them.
Yes. It's like in Tomb Raider 2. Yeah. I don't know what I asked the question. I don't have an answer.
3D glasses.
3D glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For when they go see Spy Kids 3D.
My exact example was gonna be Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, we've spent all this time talking about Ultraman. When are we going to talk about the Ultra guy?
God, yeah, the Ultra God.
Zoffy showing out this episode of, like, piece of cake.
Yeah. It's Elijah Wood in that. We need to get Elijah Wood in an Ultraman suit, really.
Yes.
Is Zoffy the most Elijah Wood coded Ultraman?
I'm gonna fucking die. I don't know what about that was funny. I couldn't tell you why it's funny.
I think I know what the episode title is going to be.
Oh, fuck. I guess that means yes. I guess that means yes, he is. I don't know what makes him Elijah Wood coded. Or Ultraman Zoffy coded.
I don't know either. I was just picturing this.
There we go. Alright, that might be us done talking about Ultraman. That might be us finished. Any more,
That's
I might die. Excuse me. Do we have color timers? I know you said they go crazy this week.
Yeah.
I can guess why.
Yeah. Episode 17 is 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Episode 18 is 8 minutes and 25 seconds. So only 1 minute and 55 seconds are alive. But also, technically, if you want to get really, really technical, because he's just off screen in the Land of Light, it's 22 minutes.
I see.
So the consolidated is 12 minutes and 42 seconds, or alternatively 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Meanwhile, with Zoffy, 1 minute and 32 seconds, and then 2 minutes and 36 seconds, but continues in the next episode. So put a pin in that. As for Taro, there's 9 minutes and 19 seconds. I think like 1 minute and 4 seconds are dead. And then again, 4 minutes 21 seconds. However, if we go super consolidated, with the entire time Taro is bent, transformed and dead, we got 35 minutes 36 seconds.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Zoffy's just dead in this episode for 22 minutes 45 seconds.
Thank you, Zoffy.
And consolidated with the last episode's 25 minutes 21 seconds.
Rip to both of these guys.
And then Ultra gets 1 minute 58 seconds, and then 2 minutes 18 seconds.
She knows the rules. She's sticking to them.
And for those keeping track at home, the medical miracle counter is now at 17.
Excellent. Do we have any emails?
I have Ultraseven runback and an email.
I apologize. Ultraseven runback.
How could you?
I've committed a sin.
Yeah. Listen back to those Ultraseven episodes. I'm like, damn, that show's good.
Yeah.
It is. It fucking is.
Zunkichi Oki was the special effects director for episodes 8 and 12. Toru Matoba was for 9 and 2 through 11. And Koichi Sakana for episode 13. Didn't do this last week, but Ultraseven, some extra design details. He was conceived as a warrior from the beginning, so his design was based on some Western-style armor. He was originally going to be blue, but was changed to be red, both from toy sales pressure, because they could sell red better, and also to make blue screen easier.
I was gonna say, I was like, ooh, don't do that.
Yeah.
You're really fucking yourselves on that.
Yeah, Seven was also originally going to be left-handed.
Oh, they
What
should have
a-
kept that. They
What
should
a
have kept that.
detail.
I don't know why they decided that would be the case.
Because then
but
he
they
would
should
have been
kept
called
that.
Ultra Sinister.
Ultra Sinister. Hell yeah. And that means Ultraman's name is Dexter.
Ultra Dexter.
Ultra Dexter. It's the sequel to Dexter's Laboratory.
I was thinking it was sequel to Dexter, the serial murder show.
Well, that shows what Dexter we go to. Brad, do you have the third Dexter?
I was just thinking that because it's Ultraman.
I don't think I have a third way Dexter. I was a Dexter's Lab kid as a child.
I was also
Damn.
thinking
Damn. I once, friends of my family, I was staying with them, and they once accidentally left the TV on while they fell asleep, and I accidentally watched an episode of Dexter when I was a small child, and that was the worst thing in the world.
Damn.
It doesn't seem like a good show.
No, I don't mean that way. I mean, I was not ready for the, live dissection of a woman.
Oh, yeah, I imagine that's
Yeah, that's
not a thing
fair.
you should put on TV.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, did you also... You saying Dexter was on when you were, a small child, and oh no.
Hang on, when was Dexter on? It might not have been Dexter. Dexter, American Drama Series. Let me look at when
It was
Dexter
2006
started.
to 2013.
2006. I was 11 when it started.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you know?
I wasn't that much older, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you're that much older.
Did you know that ReZero Season 1 was 8 years ago?
8 years ago. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, yes, because I know that I have a vague idea that Grand Belm is increasingly like a long time ago. And that was the show that guy did between ReZero and ReZero Season 2.
That Kingdom Hearts game I'm playing is just shy of 15 years old, which means that for Brad definition, it counts as a retro game now.
Ugh.
I go by 15 years.
That's like all DS games are retro to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, we're getting old.
That's just kind of how it is.
I don't like that. I'm going whatever that woman, the green hair woman mode is.
Sinai from Toho.
yeah.
That's the one. I'm doing her right now. I'm like,
listen,
no,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is retro now.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is retro now.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's actually the thing. When I see 360 style, everything is shitty and brown and like ultra realistic, attempting textures with ridiculous bloom, I get nostalgic.
Oh no.
And I'm like, yeah, that brings me back, you know?
Oh no. Oh damn.
Remember when everything just looked like shit?
Yeah, I do.
Anyway,
we interrupted something about the left-handed Ultraseven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, Alien Metron.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Suit
Our hot
actor
dog friend.
Teruya Haragaki. Apparently, part of the reason Metron only shows up at the end of the episode is because the suit was made and delivered late, and they couldn't delay the production anymore.
Nice.
You know what? It makes the episode better.
In fact, the suit was delivered to the suit unpainted. So Noriyoshi Ikeda, who would later be taking up kaiju design responsibilities, had to paint the suit with whatever they had lying around, and that's why Metron Color Scream is like that.
I see.
Oh.
That's fun.
I think the result was pretty good, all things considered.
Also, Jisoji did ask Narita to, like, when designing the kaiju, listen, this guy's gotta sit down, can you make it with, like, that, make it a kaiju that can sit down.
Normal legs.
Then we got Chibol, who's the brain guy. Not much on him other than his name is derived from Chiburu, which is the Okinawan word for head.
Okay.
Because that was a Shozo Ohara episode.
Right.
Then we got Android 01 from the same episode, played by actress Yukiko Kobayashi. Apparently, part of the inspiration for the episode was Kobayashi's quote-unquote doll-like beauty from the fucking director, which feels a bit weird.
Yeah.
All right, guy.
Specific wording was like doll-like unhuman beauty or something.
Damn.
But she seemed to at least appreciate that it helped launch a career a little bit. So,
all right.
Alien Icarus, suit actor Kunio Suzuki. Alien Wild, suit actor Teruya Aragaki. Apparently, the decision to show the face was because Narita wanted to do an old style alien. I think you should have reconsidered because that design is terrible. Nurse the Dragon. There's Takayama made both a small and large model. Would you believe that I somehow found more information on Alien Spell?
Oh my god.
Let's go!
Suit actor Harukichi Nakamura. I mentioned in our original episode that it was originally designed to be a beetle, but apparently Jisoji was the one who pushed for it to be more humanoid and have more like visceral, grotesque anatomy stuff shown on the body. Like, really wanted like not just show blood vessels and internal organs on top of the keloid scars to just
Jesus Christ
contrasted on the white skin. Apparently, special effects director Junkichi Oki, who it seems to be the special effects guy for Soji episodes, maybe.
Okay.
What he's he claims at the time he didn't really like think about or notice that the fact that maybe the aliens looked like atomic bomb victims, maybe.
I see.
Meanwhile,
that makes sense.
extremely having the opposite perspective, because the design was against Narita's guidelines. Narita was not a big fan of the design, and in his diary, Takayama suggested that Narita half-assed it. Narita seemed to apply it in the interviews that he was extremely uncomfortable with the design and the fact that it may have resembled victims.
The rare Narita W.
And it does seem like, based on the Wikipedia page, because Alien Spell somehow has an entire Wikipedia page of the Japanese wiki.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He does seem to be the only one who just seems to own up to the fact that, yeah, this seems to be what it was being going for, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, well, it's fine that the episode's banned. It's not a big loss. Also, I threw out all the designs because I hate it.
Lol.
I think if I'm, because DeepL translation, so maybe there's some mix up. If I'm understanding right, Narita's wife also crawls an anecdote of, basically her husband complaining to her about the tub, and she's like, "Why do you have to design a monster with keloid scars for a kids show?"
Yeah.
Valid question.
A kaiju I will defend, that for some reason needed defending on this podcast. Nurse. I like Nurse. I like that big curly dragon.
Nurse is cool.
Jisoji
for his part was like, yeah, the scars and like the viscera and stuff was my idea. I don't think Narita was very inspired by it. The design in them didn't turn out very good, so we didn't have a lot of special effects scenes in the episode. I think he had like a particular idea in mind, a vision, but the final suit design didn't really meet his expectations, so he felt kind of let down by it. He also seemed, I don't know when the interview was, but he seemed to have, like, when asked about, like, the criticisms, he kind of got a bit defensive and deflective. It's just like, well, it's a certain point of view, I guess. This is a show about aliens, so, kind of thing. As if it's just like, well, listen, it's pretty obvious what you're doing here.
I love it. He tried to do something. He tried to do his usual thing of like, provoke like commentary and like a discussion, and then just kind of cocked it up, and everyone was mad at him. And he's just like, actually, this isn't a story about Earth. It's about aliens. Also, why would I make vampire aliens look like Beatles? That's dumb. But Metron doesn't suck blood. That's not. Anyway.
Also, apparently, the name Spell, which in Japanese is Speru, comes from Pleiades, because Pleiades in Japanese is Subaru. ReZero. Anyway. Also, the Japanese.
I went to Girls Band Cry.
Also, yeah, the Japanese wiki has a more detailed breakdown of the events of the banning, which I don't need to get into here because I think I did it pretty.
Yeah,
we don't need to go over again. It's not like
the
it's more like more detailed stuff we already covered. It's not like any new details. But if for those interested and can read or will bother with machine translation, there you go. And finally, Irios, which was like the weird alien who sent like the shadow clones of, not shadow clones, like the clones of, was it Furuhashi and Amagi, yeah. Suit actor Teruaki Araki. And that's it for the roundup this week.
Cool. Thank you, Ultraseven.
Yeah.
The Alien Metron episode, old time episode. Now you mentioned we have an email.
Yes, we have a very short email actually.
Go for it.
This is from Cross Data.
Hello again.
Hello.
They are making a reference to something from a while ago that I've showed you guys before, but we haven't talked about in the podcast because we didn't need to.
I see.
Just for context. But it's relevant to this week's episode. They say, hello, Ultra Medical Miracle Q Pod, Cross Data here. Several weeks back, when Subaraya put out the perfume for Zoffy, my first thought would be that Zahu would smell like burning.
Nice. Yeah.
Anyway, have a good rest of your week.
Thank you. He would smell like... What does burning Ultraman smell like? What does... You know what? it probably smells of chemicals. It probably smells of something real bad.
Yeah.
It probably smells of something that you have
burnt
you're gonna
rubber.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to sue a company over. Like something truly like there's been some, I don't know. How much of an Ultraman, like percentage wise, is asbestos?
I'd hope
Do you think?
none. But
You'd hope
you never
none,
know.
but you never know. They do need that insulation. They get cold.
Just imagine we get like a first like big visceral cut on like an Ultra like hero and like fucking like drywall insulation falls out. It's like, wait, hold on.
No way.
We don't know what it's like under there.
Why is there scaffolding in here? These are pipes.
We did hear the horrifying thought that maybe the red is flesh a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Which terrifying to consider. Thank you for your email.
Yeah.
Is that all we have this week? That might be all we have.
This is the shortest episode for the season, somehow.
This is the shortest episode. This is the shortest episode we've had in a while. You know what? This will be nice to edit. Just a nice
Yeah,
little quick
that's fine.
90-minute in and out. This will be nice.
Listen, they're also getting a bonus this weekend. The same day, too.
True.
Oh, right. True. I didn't even have to fucking think about that one.
No.
I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to turn up for that one. All right. We will be seeing you next week for 3 more episodes of Ultraman. That will be 20, 21, and 22. And that's it that's happening next week. Nothing special.
Hello, it's me from the future. If you missed the announcement last week, then you'll know that that's a lie. Next week we got not Taro, but 4 episodes of Ultraman Arc, and then the finale of Mirror Man. So please send in emails about those and watch those instead. Okay, cool.
All right. Bye for now. Oh, if you want to follow us, I've almost fucked up. You can follow us on Twitter at @ultra_Q. That is at @ultra_QUE.
A bird on slapping in
Sorry.
the smoke outside.
Elon killed me
Damn.
mid-sentence.
That
if you want to
Camilla
follow
gas.
us, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at @ultra_QUEUE. If you want to follow us on Blue Sky, that is at @ultraQUEUE. No underscore this time. Mel.
Hi, you can follow me at 2 Crowns on Twitter and Blue Sky. We have the email ultraqpod@gmail.com, and we have the fund that is the coffee ultraq fund.
Hell yeah. Brad.
You can find me at Blue Sky at BeInvoked. That's BEINVOKED. Twitter is the same, but with an underscore between the E and the I. Please follow me and join me on my adventures where every day or so I'll tweet a funny screen cap from 358 over 2 days and then go, wow, I wonder how this Wii game runs on my hacked Wii U. And then go, wow, that runs cool. Neat. And then not probably play it in any great depth.
What are the big Wii games you're looking at?
Budokai Tenkaichi 3. See, here's the problem is that I think at this point I mostly own everything I want just on an actual disc. Like Baroque, I have, like Last Story, I don't think I own. Maybe I'd put that on there. I really actually want to play that game. That seems like a neat game.
I would like to say, I didn't say it earlier, I obviously respect the decisions you've made. Obviously I do. I would never question them.
Yeah.
However, I did make a face at the idea of playing DS games on anything that isn't a DS.
Oh, the Wii U has become my preferred because you have so many options. Like, you can do bottom screen on the gamepad and top screen on the TV.
It's so big.
It's amazing. I love it.
Ugh. No, couldn't be me. I couldn't live like that. All right. We're done here. Goodbye. We will see you next week. 3 more episodes. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Later.
宇宙に平和な車では力を合わせるんだ6兄弟太郎行くぞみんな揃い今が地球を救う時だと進め進め進め守れ守れ守れ我らウルトラ6兄弟ウルトラ父